Hey everyone, how's it going? I'm the Emo Witch, and welcome to my channel. Well, it's spring 2026, and that means that I've been reading tarot for 15 years. And to celebrate this 15-year tarot reading experience, I would say I wanted to share with you something that is very near and dear to my heart. It's actually my very first tarot deck I ever had, and this tarot deck actually is homemade, and you might have heard me mention it before in one of my videos in the past. When you see it, I'm sure you're gonna be like, wow, that really is homemade. So anyway, I really wanted to show you it. I basically was way too scared to ask my parents growing up to buy me a tarot deck. I mean, I think that my parents, when they found out I was reading tarot, they actually thought that like my email was getting like hacked because I had all of these like tarot information emails in my email, and they actually like thought I was getting hacked when I was growing up. And so anyway, it's just, there's a lot of amazing memories with this tarot deck. There's a lot of amazing memories in general with tarot. And tarot has been a key component of my life. So it's very, very special to me. I mean, you probably can figure out how old I am by doing the math here, but I hope that you enjoy this video, and I wanted to give you just a little backstory before I start on how I got into tarot, because as far as I know, none of my grandparents read tarot, and my parents didn't read tarot either. I basically discovered this method of divination on my own, and while I do share mediumship with my grandmother, and a lot of people in my family, on both sides of my family, experience spirit visitations and communication and stuff like that. Tarot is definitely something I found on my own. Anyway, I basically discovered tarot because I was playing computer games, and on the sides of the computer games would be ads, and one of the ads that would always pop up would be astrology ads. That was actually the advertisement that got me into tarot. I know that sounds like, why would astrology ads lead me to tarot? Well, hold on. I'll explain. So I actually got interested in astrology, but it was so difficult for me to understand. Growing up, the chart didn't make sense, the planets didn't make sense, the degrees, everything was too complicated for me. And now I am obsessed with astrology. I cannot stop watching astrology. I cannot stop checking the chart of the moment every single day. I can't stop. I basically laugh and say to myself, like, astrology in the past few years has become my new tarot in a way. It's the next thing I've added on, because when I was growing up, it was so complicated. My brain could not understand it back then. So tarot was much easier for me to understand and practice, and I could get results really quickly and stuff. And I feel like for some reason with astrology, like, it was so daunting to me, and I was just like, whoa, a circle with all these lines and colors and symbols, whoa, that's just, I can't. And now I'm like, I cannot stop looking at all of these asteroids. What does this one mean? I can't stop looking at the Sabian symbols and the degrees and stuff like that. Like, now I'm just very obsessed with astrology. But that's a video for a different day and a different time and a different series, honestly, because I'm gonna have an astrology series, by the way, and I've been working with astrology and experimenting with it. I don't know if you've noticed, but yeah, I have. Even if you haven't noticed and you're not really getting what I'm trying to do, it's totally understandable, because I haven't been explaining what I've been trying to do. So yeah, basically on the astrology website, there would be Oranum ads. I think Uranum, however you say that. It's a website where you can buy tarot readings and psychic readings from people, basically. It's a forum, basically, and you can buy readings from people on there. And so I actually watched the other readers, and I watched the psychics and the mediums on there. And honestly, I shouldn't have been there because I was way too young, but I was so fascinated by how they were reading and how they, discovered things in a different method. So it was a different form of divination. I became really obsessed with tarot just like right away. So I actually was too afraid to ask my parents to buy me a tarot deck. And, my intuition told me, my parents, they knew my connection to spirits with my mom. And back then, we didn't think too far into it. It really was just something that happened to us. It wasn't really, this became really a big thing over time. So at the time, I was like, all right, I think that if I tell my parents, I am not sure how that's gonna go over. So I just didn't even ask. And I actually, honestly, for a long time, actually was a little bit like, I was definitely secretive about it. And I was a little bit like, are people gonna think I'm weird? So I hid it. And so I had a mission though. I was gonna read tarot, okay? And so I actually got this bright idea. Why don't I just make one myself? So anyway, I actually have it right here. It's right here. I have it in this, it's so funny, in this Victoria's Secret bag. This bag was definitely for something else, but I really just used it to store this deck. It says trick on one side and treat on the other, and it's very cute. I guess I bought something for Halloween for Victoria's Secret, and then I just kept it. And then I kept the cards in here because, obviously, like, if it's a homemade deck, I don't got a box for it. So this is how I stored it for so long. And so yeah, anyway, I started to teach myself how to read tarot. I learned from different websites mainly, and like, I didn't have a book, to read on tarot. I didn't have any tangible source. I mainly learned from my own intuition and my spirits and websites online. So some of the websites that I learned from were learntarot.com. That was a big one. teachmetarot.com. That one's been around for a really long time. I think there's a forum. I remember it being very purple, and it was like tarotforum.com or something. And I don't really think that I lasted too long in the chat, because like, I guess I was just not following the rules because I was young and they like kicked me out. But anyway, no hard feelings. But I would like ask questions, and they're like, what does this mean? What is, like 5 of swords and like like 10 of wands combination mean and shit like that. So anyway, yeah, so I learned that way. I taught myself. I learned through experience as well. And I just was so obsessed with it, and I still am. I don't go a day without reading my cards. This is my trusty Aquarian tarot. This is probably the tarot I use the most. This one right here is, oh, we got the Magician on the bottom. Look at that. This is the tarot I use the most. And yeah, I don't really know life without tarot. I don't even know if I could rid myself of the tarot, okay? I don't think I could. I honestly, like, it's my best friend. And oh my gosh, I'm gonna get emotional. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna get emotional, but it's just been a very defining part of my life. So anyway, so when I felt like I didn't belong anywhere, tarot had my back. When I felt like that person didn't like me back, tarot had my back. When I had no friends in school, when I wanted to pursue these big dreams I had, my creative dreams, and I got discouraged, tarot had my back. Anyway, oh my gosh, why? That's why I call myself the emo witch. Anyway. And when I started this channel was mainly actually a tarot channel at first, but I always called myself a witch in my channel name because I always knew eventually that I was going to share my witchcraft practice with you. And honestly, just my spiritual practice in general. But being a witch is also a huge component of my practice as well. And although my foundation starts with mediumship and divination, and it led me to witchcraft and the occult, etc. My goal in this video was to not have to edit that much, and I don't think I actually have to edit that much, and I'm like really proud of myself. One thing I've been really working on, I know I say this over and over again, is coming out of my shell and being able to be myself more. And I really feel like I've actually worked on it to the point where like I'm making progress. So I'm very excited. Oh my gosh, here we go. Okay, so here it is. I don't really think there's anything else that I forgot. I mean, I just glossed over it. There's probably, a bunch of stuff that, cute little stories and stuff I could totally like basically tell you like what my first questions with tarot were and stuff. Like I have journals in my bedroom of my first readings and readings I got from other people growing up and stuff. I have been in this community for a really long time. You may not know me, but I've been here for a really long time. I just am not very social, to be honest, and but I've been here a long time. I just haven't always, shown my face. There were times when I would call myself my real name and stuff, or a username, that wasn't this. So anyway, yeah. So when my parents actually found out that I was reading tarot, it wasn't really like a big surprise because I think they already had known it. They just didn't want to talk about it to me, and I didn't want to talk about it to them because they could tell I was a little bit, I don't want to say like embarrassed by it, but I just thought like, oh God, like back then it was taboo. Back then, you have to understand, when I was growing up, this stuff wasn't mainstream. Like now it is, but back then there were only a few tarot readers even on YouTube. I remember Practical Tarot Tutor being one of the readers that I had learned from. Practical Tarot Tutor is one of the readers who has been on here for a really long time, and I remember learning from him growing up. And there were some other readers as well. I mean, I can't name them all, but I've watched many, many readers. And so there just weren't that many. And, back then it wasn't really mainstream. So honestly, I kind of say, to people, like, I've been doing it since before it was cool. I'm not trying to brag. I'm not trying to brag, but I was into this before all of you even like came around to it. Like I've been into this before you even knew about it. Like I discovered this like truly on my own from surfing the web and playing my computer games and being like, what's my sun sign? I'm a Leo. Okay, I'm a Leo. Okay, that means I'm charismatic and confident and brave and creative, and I'm a performer, and I love to be in the spotlight, and all the general things. Let's just get to the good part. So here we go. I have a treat for you today. Not any tricks. No witchcraft today, but I do have a treat for you. All right. Do you like my nails, by the way? Look, I chipped one. Look at my nails. They have hearts with little thing. I love them. Okay. Are you ready? Are you ready to see my first tarot deck that was homemade? Okay. right, we got a treat for you. Okay, oh my goodness, and speaking of Leo, the first card on the top is the sun. Okay, I'm gonna put these over here. Put this here, and put this here. Now, I will say that I'm a Leo Virgo cusp. All right, I will say that. So, yeah. All right. Okay, here we go. Perfect. Okay. Let me fix my slush emo things. Okay, so the sun card is here. We can see it. Woo! Of course, I was just talking about Leo. I'm gonna read what's on the back. I want you to know that I would print out these little versions of the cards in black and white of the Rider-Waite Tarot. And then I taped it on here on an index card. And then I wrote what it meant on the back, and I have upright and reversed. So the sun card. Okay, so here we go. Childlike sense of simplicity and or innocence in the sense of wisdom. It could be quite literal with the birth of a child, or simply the presence of fun and happiness in a youthful nature. Success is on the way. The sun shines on your life, providing warmth and enlightenment. Upright, material happiness, fortunate marriage, contentment, rebirth, success, happiness, fun. Reversed, the same in a lesser sense. What do you say? Do you agree with that? Do you not agree with that? I would say, honestly, that's pretty good, I would say. All right, so that's what I wrote. I really do believe that tarot is your interpretation, you know? And so if that's where I was at the time, and that's how I was learning, and my sources were telling me that at the time, I think that I was going with that. And then I feel like the cards would communicate with me through the fact that I was going to interpret them in this manner. So the sun is here, Leo energy, and okay, let's see. All right. The sun. And I want to tell you that I laminated them myself with tape, Scotch tape. Look, Scotch tape. All right. Isn't that funny? Yeah. Everyone laughs at that. Okay. I wish I knew the source that I got this from. I am really tired. I had a fun day with some family members and we cooked and stuff and it was really fun. And now I really want to go to sleep and I gotta take my makeup off and all that. So, yeah, I hope that you all enjoyed it so far and I'll be back next time. Bye.